In this video, I'm going to show you how a woman made $25,000 in the last 30 days promoting swimsuits on TikTok Shop. And she's beautiful, but she's not some sort of traditional model looking girl necessarily. So I want to get past some of those limiting beliefs on body shape. And she does a lot of body positivity. So I want to look at this. Now I'm using Kalo data in my research here, and I've been doing a ton of research, and I'm looking to find what successful people on TikTok have in common. What are they selling? What hashtags are they using? How many videos are they creating? What's working? What's not working? Now I'm a six-figure TikTok Shop affiliate myself, so I can speak from my firsthand experience, but I want to research what the averages are, what the best of the best are doing similarly. What can we learn from these, right? So I'm taking all of these different niches and I'm looking to see what people are doing. So in this particular case, I'm going to go up here to category. Now, again, I'm using Kalo data. If you want to check out this software, I did put it below in the description. I'm a paying subscriber and I'm doing it mainly to find my own top selling products and to do this research. And we should assume that these are estimates. Whenever you see data numbers from a third-party software, just assume that they're estimates, but we can definitely gain insight from them. Now, I wanted to start with swimwear because I was researching. I do a lot of swimwear myself. And as a 50-year-old woman modeling swimsuits, as a upper weight woman, I can tell you again that there is nothing typical on here, that there's no one type of body type or male versus female. I see people on here selling swimsuits that never even get in the swimsuit. Okay, so here's what I've done. I'm on Kalo data. I go to swimwear and I'm going to click on swimwear. And I started off this little research this morning and I was looking for what bathing suits I want to promote. What did I miss, right? So what Kalo data does for us is it lists the top selling items in whatever category or niche you want to look at. And in this particular case, I have pulled up just the last 7 days, but you could pull up the last 30, the last 90, the last 180. Then when you look at each product, it tells you the total revenue sold. If it's trending, you can see the little lines like, is it going up or is it coming down now? And the average unit price, how many of them have sold, and then the most related videos, the most popular videos related to that item. Okay. Well, there is a girl named Heather, and Heather came across my news feed before I even started modeling swimsuits because I was looking at buying swimsuits. I wasn't even thinking about modeling swimsuits, but that's when I first discovered her. And then, of course, now she's all over my feed because I'm always doing women's fashion. And let me give you an insight really quick. I'm going to show you a video of Heather, and she states her weight and her measurements always in her video. So let's take a look here.
I got almost every color in it except for white and blue, and I got them both in the mail today, so I had to show you a couple things. I have been getting tons of questions about this. We're going to see if it fits a baby belly. We're going to see how long it stretches. And on the white, everybody asks if it's see-through, if you get it wet. I got the right side wet, and I took the padding out. You may be able to see a little.
Okay, I didn't even know she was pregnant. So now she's got a whole new little stick with her swimsuit. She can do the whole baby bump thing, right? All right, so Heather does these videos all the time, and she also does them with her sister. Now take a look at the one with her sister because she and her sister are complete opposite body types.
Hey, we have another little sister video here to show you size comparisons. This one's from Blooming Jelly, and it's really cute. It has this almost like a retro rouging in the front here, double layered, kind of tummy control. It hides my C-section scar. My sister and I are completely opposite sizes. I am wearing a small. She is wearing an extra large. I'm 5'2", 110 pounds, 32 double D.
So it's interesting. Neither of them have some kind of standard model body type of perfect quote unquote measurements, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how thin you are, how big you are. I've seen women on here that are 300 pounds that are just doing amazing things with bathing suits because they're real and authentic, and people want to see people they can relate to. They absolutely do. Okay. Now, if we go down here to creator ranking, we're able to see the list of the top creators in this space for swimsuits. Okay. Now, like I'm on the list for a particular swimsuit because I was the #1 affiliate for that swimsuit. But what I'm looking for here is like who is really rocking this swimsuit niche specifically. This is what I was looking for this morning. And what can we gain from looking at that person? Now, I'm excluding ones that are shops, they have their own shops. We're just looking for the affiliates because that's really where my specialty lies, right? So as we can see, our girl today that we're talking about, Heather Thick and Strong, is #2 on the list. So I pull up using Kalo data. I pull up Heather's metrics. Now I teach affiliate marketing. I build courses. This is what I do. I've made $1 million in commissions in affiliate marketing. And what I always tell people to do is go find a model. Go find a model. I don't mean a swimsuit model. I mean a model who's doing something like you want to do. Go, if you are somebody who loves to cook in the kitchen, go find affiliates that are making money cooking, whether that's on Pinterest or TikTok or YouTube or whatever. But in today's video, we're specifically talking about TikTok. So go search by category or product and find somebody who's really doing well in that niche. Maybe it's the pet niche. Maybe it's the DIY niche. Maybe it's camping and van life. Maybe it's mom life. Okay, so this is a perfect example. I do swimsuits. So I'm taking a look at, okay, what else could I do better? I always am looking for how do I improve on this? And I'm looking at Heather, and I did find some things this morning that stood out to me as things that we can model, gain insight from. Now, according to this estimate, I went to 30 days for my blog that I did on her this morning. So here it says in the last 30 days, she made 86,000. Well, that's interesting. I don't know where I was this morning. I saw, oh, that's just swimwear. Let me get out of swimwear for a second. There we are. Okay. So she made a total of $203,000 in revenue, bringing in that kind of sales volume for the shops. Okay. So that's her gross merchandise volume. We can assume, let's assume she made 12% commission. Some of these will only pay 10 and some will pay 15 and some will pay more. We don't know what kind of side deals she has with these brands. We can assume she's getting all of her products for free, or for the most part. That's how that really works on TikTok. So she's probably not putting out much expense. Making the videos is free. She's doing these in her house. Doesn't look like she has a lot of fancy lighting or anything. So we're assuming she doesn't have much in the way of expenses. So 203,000 times, let's go on the low side and say 12% average. So that would put her in the ballpark of 25,000 a month. Okay. So we're just assuming based on this data that Heather's making around $25,000 per month in affiliate commissions with her bathing suit business. Okay. She could make more, probably not making less, definitely could be making more, but this is just going to give us a ballpark. All right. Now, using Kalo data, what we can see is these are the brands that she tends to promote. But here's what I was able to see this morning. I went through all of her videos this morning. And first of all, this is very, very, very important. She made 152 videos in this 30-day span. That's 5 videos per day, you guys. 5 videos per day. Now, they are quick videos. Let's take a look at another one of her videos.
I have another color block option for you today. This is a monokini. You've got a couple little cutouts here. I'm 5'6", about 200 pounds, 38 double D on top, and I got an extra large. I will say I could have gotten a large in this one. Normally I order extra larges, but there is a lot of room. It feels a little bit loose here.
Okay, so as you can see, she's not coming at this trying to be some swimsuit cover model bombshell. She's not spinning around and wearing heels and some of the things that I've done recently. Because I'm also building a YouTube channel at the same time. She's just on here showing people this is how I model. This is the bathing suit you might want. And she's talking about its features, and she's coming at this from a standpoint of being valuable. Now, I also noticed her videos are about 1 minute and 20 seconds long. That's the average. Mine are much shorter. So that's something that I'm learning from all this. I need to make longer videos. I'm doing the same thing, analyzing YouTube and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, I need to and same with Amazon. Amazon influencing is telling me your videos that are about 1.5 minutes long are making more money than anything else. And when you're making videos that are a minute and a half long, you're going to come from this being more valuable, right? She's going to talk about whether this has removable pads in it and if it's adjustable and how the back fits. And the fact that she's not afraid to put her weight and all this on here, her measurements on here, that's going to help people look at her and say, oh, I'm like you. So then that swimsuit would probably look good on me. So she's authentic. She's coming at this in a very helpful way. I also noticed almost all of her videos are the same. She's kind of standing in the way she stands close up to the camera is very similar. She's not taking big steps back or walking all over the room. She's just kind of right in front of the camera. The camera is kind of positioned the same, up and a little bit downward, which does add a little bit of a slimming element, right? And I also noticed that her bathing suit videos it's almost all bathing suits. So she really has a niche, but she does have 2 top sellers that are dresses. And when I looked at why, I think it's really has to do with the fact that they've got built-in shapewear.
I got me another one because I have a problem and it's an addiction and whatever. This one is a maxi. I wanted to show you what it looks like underneath. You have the tummy control panel, if you will. It doesn't have any wire underneath here, but it
So again, it's kind of in line with the swimsuits because on her swimsuit, she's always talking about tummy control and hiding the tummy. So it really blends well in with her niche. I didn't see any standout shorts outfits or anything like that on here. So mostly she picked a niche. She created massive content, about 5 per day based on this data. The other thing I noticed is that 25% of her revenue came from this one video.
every color in it except for white.
That's normal. That's what we creators see. That the 80-20 rule always applies, that 20% of your work is going to bring in 80% of your income. It's no different here with Heather. And also, there's a lot of ad revenue being paid on her videos. That doesn't mean that's why she's doing well. Here's how this works. You make a video like this Monokini here, and then let's just say it's Cupshe, the swimsuit brand. Then they usually reach out and say, can I have your ad code? You give them your ad code, then they put money behind your video that's already doing well. So Heather created a video that was already doing well, most likely. The brand then says, your video is doing well, let me throw some money behind it. That's ideal. That's what we want to see as creators. Could also be that she's being paid or compensated in some way. There is something called user-generated content, and that's possible as well. So we don't know all the behind the scenes. I can only say from an affiliate standpoint, I see the affiliate link in her video, so I know she's getting an affiliate commission. I'm assuming 10 to 15% on average. The brand is then putting ad revenue. And I know this from my own personal experience because I do TikTok shops. Okay, that's just kind of how it works. So the other thing I noticed is when I went through her videos and I went back really far, I looked at her 150 videos to see what they had in common. Some of them didn't go anywhere. Even some of these that are a month old, they didn't go anywhere. She didn't get any revenue. They kind of flatlined. This is to be expected. It does not mean Heather did anything wrong in those videos that was different from her ones that did well. Sometimes it's the product you're promoting. Sometimes you don't even realize you said something in the opening of the video that was a good hook, whether it was intentional or not. Sometimes it's just that TikTok decided that day not to push your video out beyond 200 people. We don't always know the exact reasons, but I can tell you that as I went through here, I could see less and less and less videos that made money. And the average was 25% of her videos didn't make any money. 75% did something. This is pretty much what I see with my numbers as well. So these are the things that we can gain insight from Heather. One, she's a beautiful girl, but she's not some sort of stereotypical swimsuit model. She's not doing anything to try to be overly revealing or attractive in that way. She's clearly talking to women and for women. She's being helpful. She's creating consistent content in a specific niche. And she's responding to customer comments and engaging with them on her platform. And this is the key to success. And because of this, we can assume she's making probably 25 to 30 grand every month doing these little videos that probably only take her a couple minutes per video. With any kind of editing, we're probably just saying 5 minutes of video. Okay, so she might be spending 25 minutes to an hour every day probably because she's got to put on the swimsuit. So we'll just say an hour a day probably throughout the day making these videos. She might even batch them all in one day and then schedule them out. That part we don't know. But anyway, from this, we can tell that this is a good model of success for TikTok. I'm Lori Ballen, six-figure affiliate, and I appreciate you for joining me today.